The following will show how I use survey data to inform the senior leadership team and governors on careers activities at school. I would first of all talk about the statutory guidance and Gatsby benchmarks when addressing the senior leadership team or governing body, just to really describe the landscape of what is happening nationally and what the recommendations are. So the Gatsby benchmarks are the recommended system at the moment for structuring careers provision at school. Today we're going to look at benchmark 6, experiences of workplaces. This is because work experience is our most expensive activity and takes the most time out of school and academic learning, so it's a good thing to justify to our senior leadership and governing body. I collect data to show the governing body and senior leadership by sending out a Google form to our Year 11s who've recently returned from work experience. From the Google homepage and the waffle, I would select the forms icon and then select a blank form, from the selection. The form can be labelled here, so I would call this work experience reflection. And I can put a description in there if I'd like to, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory. The first question, all these questions need to be meaningful because they are going to have to persuade that the powers that be these activities are worthwhile. So first of all, I'm going to ask whether they use the database at which we pay quite a sizable amount for, or did they find the work experience themselves? And they can answer using multiple choice here, but if I want to change the style of answer, there's lots of options here, but we'll choose some others in a second. So first of all, I only need to put myself or database here. When I want to add another question, I'll select the plus sign from the toolbar. Just going back to that first question, each question we want them to answer, so we need to make the slider required. So we'll do that for every question we ask. The next question I want to ask, on a scale of 1 to 10, how valuable they found their work experience. So we're going to change the style of answer to a linear scale, and I'm going to ask how valuable it was there. So here we get the option to change the parameters of the linear scale. So 1 is the lowest. I'm going to change this to 10 because my question says on a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is not at all and 10 is extremely. How valuable has your work experience been? So there is an optional label here. So I'm going to put not at all in there for number 1 and extremely for number 10. So it's crystal clear. Again, we're going to change this to a required answer and move on to the next question. So this is going to ask which employability skills they thought they developed as a result of attending work experience. So the style of answer here, I'm going to make checkboxes and label each one so they can tick the relevant ones they feel that they've developed. And here I will start to list all the employability skills that we feel are important. I can always put other here as well, so if I haven't thought of all of them, students can put the ones in that they feel are important skills. On to the last question, which is, has work experience helped you with decisions concerning your future career aspirations? And here we have a multiple choice because we just require a yes or no answer. Mark that as required. Once you think students have answered and you've got all the questionnaires back in, you have a responses tab on your form. This collates all the responses and the questions are all answered in very reader-friendly looking charts. The easy thing here is that we can copy using this icon here, and go into my slides that I'm going to show the senior leadership team later, and just paste into your slideshow. So we can use whichever answers we think are appropriate or the most persuasive for this particular careers activity. Here's one that I presented last time, and we used the do we think the work experience has helped them with decisions about their future, and which employability skills do they think they have developed as a result of taking part in work experience? Thank you.